I feel great. Actually, I have about the same feeling as yesterday, but I don't know why I feel more confident. I could watch what I was able to do 2 years and a half ago, and it motivated me quite hard. It wasn't ego, it wasn't, I don't really know what it was. I was just like, I was able to do this. I had this within me, and maybe I still have it now. About the first song. The first song, there are high chances you already know it. You know, like this speech from Erwin, Major, Sergeant, I don't know. That is freaking motivating. That gets us really emotional really quickly. It's something I overused. I think it doesn't work anymore. I wasn't feeling like it, and it's something I was about to reproduce in the third combo. I was intending to use a certain music that I was thinking would help me to get into it, but it didn't. And instead of going in no matter what and being like, it's no big deal, I can just go in and maybe it will work out. I decided to listen this intuition of no, it's not working. I'm not feeling like it. And what I find really interesting is that I could really feel the musics. I I know it's something we cannot really feel like every time. It's not mandatory in order to enjoy our trainings and all this stuff. But I think it was the kind of moment in which I needed specifically to have this kind of connection with music in which you really feel it, and the vibe of the music just makes you want to perform. You do not force it, you just want to perform so deeply that you just give your whole to this, and everything in your brain is wired in order to perform. Like you think about how you want to be high, how you want to push, how you want to be feeling in the moment you hold. And it's a whole set of things that I wouldn't be able to have if I was just angry, if I was just willing to push the hardest possible. I think this is a kind of feeling I personally only feel when I'm in this specific stage, like really maybe ecstasy, like ecstasy of just doing a combo with pure intent. And I think it's literally the flow, like knowing the difficulty and just being committed at 100% anyway, just going in. And I think that what would go against this state of flow is fear. Like if I was scared to fail, if I was like, there are high stakes, I'm freaking afraid of failing, maybe this push up after presses or all this stuff, it wouldn't work. My state of flow would just be broken by fear and doubts. But as I knew that, actually, I don't really know. I had this feeling of I have things within me. I'm able. It wasn't confidence. It was certainty. I was aware. It was in my in my spirit, my brain. I knew it, and I didn't perform that much. It's not freaking incredible. It's just great. Like as much as yesterday, but I could give my whole, and this is what matters. Now, for what's coming, I'll do the same session as yesterday, which is the medium session. So I'll just get straight into it. Allez là! Okay, well, I don't have really much thing to say. I'm glad of what I've done. I know that the best is incoming. As I could say it before, it's kind of watching at the old video of me that conveyed me really a sensation that I had not felt since a long time. Floating just mindlessly, not thinking, just being all in without being like, I should be doing this or that or whatever. What we have to take into consideration when I talk about this is that what I was seeing as constraint was actually what was helping me to improve, genuinely improve and grow. But there is a time in which you need to evolve and pierce this cage that you built yourself in order to maybe canalize energy, I would say. I hope the metaphor is clear, but yeah, all this conflict of having deep intention in what you want to do and being able to express them freely. It's really different. What's interesting is that before I could apply them naturally. It was like a second nature, I think. I had so few knowledge that I wasn't minding on it. I was just doing or failing. And there is a certain beauty in this because when I look back, my forms were freaking great because I was just like, okay, I have this intuition that I should be doing this way or this way. I wasn't like I have to I have to fully have tension in my legs in order to have an impact on the rest of my line and all this stuff. It's not too complicated, but the point is that while intellectualizing the stuff we are doing, we can really easily lose ourselves in the images more than in the feelings. And I'm glad I could take the time in order to work on this image practical side of thing. But now, for the remaining time, I feel like it's a moment I have to go for this old way I had of just being all in with my sensations in the head more than roadmap, like, you know. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe maybe I was too bad form and Adrian will be like, bro, I understand your point, but please get a bit cleaner and then maybe we'll consider it. But yeah, that was my idea. And if I'm not wrong, what should happen in the following days is that I will get gradually a bit stronger each day as I'm not stimulating my maximal strength. I'm still keeping in the medium and I'm not pushing too hard. So this is what should happen, and I'm curious of what will come. Okay, so today I know that I will be strong. I don't know why. Actually, I have some intuitions, but I'm convinced, like, and I'm not stressed. I just feel it. Maybe I'm just all wrong, but we'll see it. I'm not really like, I'm just hopeful. And so this is my plate for the midday lunch. That is actually the first lunch. These days, I'm trying to have just 2 meals. Meanwhile, I was on 3 meals since about 3 months. As you can see, it's pretty plain and full. I have about, we can see it here. And I just let you see the macronutrient. I have basically just quinoa, a bit of rice in order to have a bit more carbs because quinoa is not really full of carbs. It's a good source of carbs. I'm not saying that there is no carbs in quinoa, but I don't have enough carbs. I also have a sweet potato because I'm made of this, basically. It's in my blood, flesh, DNA. 4 eggs. This is a bare minimum for a grown man. So eat your eggs. I have some nuts, some goji berries, and really chemical transformed bread with a bit of protein inside. I'm really not used to eat that kind of bread, but I don't know, I just wanted to test, and sometimes it just helps me to have like some spare protein this way. Yeah, I just wanted to share with you this meal that I'm eating about 4 hours and a half to 4 to 5 to 6 hours, let's say, before training. It's quite voluminous. I can just let you witness how much compared to just me it can be. But I will step after and I'll have the time to rest. And yeah, basically just 4 hours is ideal. Yeah, I forgot to mention I take this complement. So there is omega 3 or 8, I don't know. and creatine that I take throughout the day. I also take vitamin D, like liquid one. This kind of vitamin in the morning, and before going to bed, I take this. This is magnesium, pretty qualitative one, apparently. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, I wanted to talk about. I have a thought about my form and all this stuff. I'm not really glad of how I look when I do planches at the moment. I know it's a part of the process that employing strength, even in this form that is not appealing as what I could do before, is a necessary part of the process in order to harvest strength, stimulus, and just a load of work. There wouldn't have much sense into having a perfect form and performing in this specific form. Or maybe it's the case, but I'm not strong enough yet. Like, typically, if we just look at what I did today, I did deadstop, push up, hold, two presses in a perfect form, which I'm not able to perform yet. Like, even with the intention, in case it would be something that would happen, I would only do maybe dead stop, push up, press, and maybe a slight hold, dead stop after the negative. And so to this point, maybe I have more interest into harvesting more volume, more presses, more little hold, time under tension in a position that is really close to this perfect form I'm thinking about. And it's basically bad form versus clean form. It's basically this little debate that people misunderstand, and including myself, I'm not fully aware of how I should behave. That's exactly why I decided to opt for a coach. But yeah, this was my thought, because I could experiment the moment in which I was really like perfect. Actually, when I look back 3 and 2 years ago, I was, when I wanted to, I was really perfect. Like, or maybe there was some details, but compared to today, there is no like comparison. I was way more aesthetic, appealing, and all this stuff. This is why there is a bit of toxicity in this, but I'm aware of that. Like, I'm not falling in the trap of having too much ego or feeling like shit or anything. I'm really glad of what I could achieve today. Like, as the day of today, so much time passed. I've been so low that I'm really just glad of being able right now to stand that today I've done that stop, push up, hold, the two presses. The form wasn't perfect, but it was great. Yeah. Okay, actually, I just wanted to talk about my one arm planches sets. This was like the first set in push after my attempt is one arm planche, half lay presses, and it's useless. Like, I'm not doing what I should do, and there are chances I am able, but it's also that it just bores me. There is no adherence on this exercise, and also on the method we are having when it comes to learning the one arm planche. Like, the approach that Adrian tried to apply on me isn't wrong. It's just me. Like, I'm in theory, I have the energy. I have the energy to employ at each beginning of session 1 to 2 attempts in one arm planche in order to understand the technique extra. But these days, I just prefer to employ this mental focus on just performing in planche and front, mainly in planche, I have to admit. And so I'm so all in that I just do not care of one arm planches. Like, it's been 2 workouts that I'd rather really all in my attempts at the beginning of training and not in my one arm planches. And I do not feel too bad about it, but the fact is that I won't progress on it as I'm not investing concrete time and energy. The second issue is that When it comes to concrete moment in which I have to work on it, like in a training way, like just sets in which I have a specific exercise that I have to execute. These half lay presses, um, well, I'm not here. My focus isn't here, and my will also. Yeah, it just doesn't work. So there's no adherence, and my intuition, personally, I think is the way of approaching the learning of the one arm planche that is not really pleasant to me, because I used to work on it 2 years before, maybe 2 years and a half, and I could earn a certain level, like quite decent actually. I was really close to have this really like good form, and my approach was completely different. I remember I was working on it in the morning because I was working out twice a day, and the way I was working on it was really working. It was really like I had energy, focus. It was a specific moment in the day, and I had nothing else in my mind. This is what makes me thinking that it's more of the approach more than the exercise in itself. That just annoys me, bores me, and so this is something we'll talk about with Adrian for the remaining time I have, because I just have 5 days or six, I don't know, until I go to China. It doesn't make sense to be trying to implement a really more efficient way or anything. Our main goal, our main focus is to extract as much as possible progress from all the work I've done before on planches and front lever, whether it's technique, strength, strengthening, and yeah, this is why I, on my own, decided to just drop. I literally dropped the one arm planches and even hand balance, which is something I've been working on, not a lot, but that I was really motivated in 2 to 3 weeks ago. I decided to just drop this out also in order to really all in volume. I have an intuition that when I will come back from China, I want to invest even more. Like I would have rest a lot. I would have gained weight. I know it. Like going to China, you cannot just come back from it without 1 to 2 kilograms. It's a bare minimum. Yeah, I think it will be the great moment to just come back pretty firmly. The next clip will be some food. So this is a dinner. I have about 1,300 calories and mainly carbs because I need to reload in carbs. There is about 200 grams of raw rice, which is kind of huge, and there is about 300 grams of pork cooked by my grandma, and some vegetables I cooked myself. And after this, on top of that, I will have also a clementine and 2 bananas and 1 or 2 squares of chocolate. I need more carbs actually. Yeah, it's a lot, and this is why after this I will just go for a walk or step on my carpet. Like, I don't know yet, and yeah, that's about it. It's I'm a bit hungry, so I'm quite glad that I can assume this responsibility. Some of my concerns when it comes to food is having complete protein with my rice and all this stuff. I know that I should be pairing my rice with some, I don't have the word, but I will write it and I will show you also. Either this, like lentils, maybe, I don't know, and chickpeas. The issue I encountered is that it's like really voluminous. I have a huge volume of food that I really don't enjoy too much. Like I end up with some enormous plates that doesn't make sense. And so yeah, this is kind of conflictual because there are some protein to take, but if it creates too much discomfort from eating like a whole plate of chickpeas or lentils, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, so this is something I will think about and maybe come back on later on.